Hello, everyone. For those who may not know me, my name is Kevin Batchelder. Along with Bonnie, I co-host the Tales of the Black Badge podcast that I know many of you are familiar with, but not everyone will be, so proper introductions there. I wanted to let you know about this new project that I'm doing. I'm calling it very simply Earp Sister Feels, which won't be a surprise. Those of you who've been following me on social media know that I recently created a Twitter account. And if you're not already following it, I highly recommend you do at Earp Sister Feels, because that's where I'll be posting this video and all of the future ones I'll be doing. Yes, future ones. What my plan is here is that, as you know, if you're a Wynonna Earp fan, we're in the middle of hiatus between seasons. It's currently early January 2019, and we have several months, likely until the show will be back. So one of the fun things I thought I would do, as I will often do in hiatus, as many of us do, is a rewatch of the series. Only this time what I'm going to do as I'm rewatching is I'm specifically paying close attention to the Earp Sister scenes and content. And what I figured would be fun, since we all enjoy talking about the show, would be to talk about some of those scenes and do this in this video form using this program called Clipisode that allows me to share videos. And the fun part is it allows me to get video feedback from anyone who would like to send me back a video. And then I can take some of those videos that you send in and add them to my video here and create a finished video that includes my comments and comments from you, if you'd like to. But what I'm really looking for is feedback from all of you. So whether you want to do it in video form, you don't need to download an app or anything. There'll be a link on this video that you can see there that'll allow you just to create something to send in to me. Can't do it on your computer, but you can do it on your mobile phone. So if you want to do it via video, great. Send me something, your thoughts on the topic I bring up in each of these brief videos. Or if you're not the video type and don't want to, I'd love to get it via Twitter. Just respond to the Earp Sister Feels tweet that contains this video, and that way we'll have a threaded discussion there. Because, this is something I plan to do videos for, not every single episode, but I will be covering all the episodes. Sometimes I'll do them 2 or 3 episodes at a time. On this very first one, I'm going to be covering the first episode of the series, Season 1, Episode 1, Purgatory. But this is just a fun way to have something to do for the next few months. My plan is to complete this probably by the end of May, if I stay on track. So that'll be putting out a video about every 3 or 4 days. Or thereabouts, probably some ups and downs, do a couple day after each other, and some I might go a week. Just depends on availability. But the goal is to be done by early June at the latest, because that's when we'll start to kick into EarpCon season. Earp Expo and all the other awesome upcoming EarpCons will be happening. Hopefully the show will be back sometime in the summer. No idea of the date yet. We're going to have to wait to see. But this way we'll have something fun to kind of do. Along with all the other podcasts and other fun stuff that we do. None of that's going to change. This is just a chance for me to delve into, as many of you know, the wonderful Earp-sister relationship that I enjoy so much. So do just kind of keep that in mind. This video will probably be a little longer than future ones. The goal is probably like around 5 minutes or less. Not very long there, just enough to stimulate some conversation. But this first one, I've got some things just to update you on, as I've been doing here at the beginning. Now, as I said, this will cover the entire series, and I suspect in some of these videos I'll reference things that happen later in the series. So if you are new to the show, you probably want to pause this and wait and come back when you've completed it, because I might very well spoil you on something later in the series. Do keep that in mind. I'll take and create a blog post at WynonnaEarpFans.com where Bonnie and I and Bridget put out a lot of important fandom stuff. But I'll create one there that'll have links to each of these different threads. That way, if you want to go back to it, or you come in the middle, or you find someone who hasn't heard about it and you want to give it to them, you don't have to go searching for things. We'll put a blog post there and I'll link to each of these threads. Because as I said, I'm looking forward to getting feedback from you folks, whether it's a simple reply to the tweet or you want to do it in video form. Now, if you do want to do it in video form, a couple things to keep in mind. As I said, you don't need any special apps. There's a link right there at this video that allows you to do it. You can do it from your mobile phone. You can't do it from a computer yet, but I've had some exchanges with the developer of this service, and they are looking to add that at some point. But as of right now, early January 2019, you need to be using a mobile phone. Try to keep your replies to maybe 1 to 2 minutes tops. I'm expecting to get a few replies, and I don't want to make the final video that contains the comments too long. And I can't use all of them, naturally, because I suspect I'll get several. But I do want to pick and choose a few here and there. I'll try to rotate, mix it up with who sends stuff in. So if you are the video type and are comfortable doing it, wonderful. If you just want to do it via Twitter, that's awesome too. I just want to get some great conversations going about the show and the wonderful Earp-sister relationship. So this is very much a fluid situation. I discovered this app not long ago, thought it'd be another fun way to get Earpers involved. So here I am, kind of learning as I go too. So I've not done much with video other than our fun, Whiskey and Donuts hangouts. So bear with me, but offer any thoughts, suggestions, whatever it might be. I love how interactive all of you folks are. Can't wait to be talking about some stuff. All right, well, let's cut right into it. As I said, in this video, I'm covering the first episode of the series, episode 101, Purgatory. And we love early on, as Wynonna gets off the bus, when we see her looking for the Revenant and poor Kirsten. We have the situation where she gets the birthday text, happy birthday text from Waverly, and we see her as she's lying on the ground with her eyes changing. Wonderfully bookended with the end of season 3, when we had that situation where the curse appeared to be lifted, and we had the same situation. Love how that was bookended, and I know many folks, when they're new, don't catch this whole thing with the text and what happens to her eyes. So it's wonderful on rewatch to see it's the beginning, get little chills thinking about that. We also have the wonderful scene of, Waverly's introduction, one of the best character introductions, I think, of anybody ever on any show. And she, bursts in on Champ and Wynonna with the shotgun and all. What a great introduction that is. The follow-up scene of them out in the street with the hug and Waverly talking about the fact it's been 3 years, setting things up. For those of us who watch the show many times and love it as much as we have, that's some foundational stuff. Great there. Another great scene is obviously the situation when Wynonna goes to Waverly's and finds her, murder board or her bad scrapbooking habit. I love how raw the emotion is from Wynonna, because she just doesn't want her sister being involved, and how strong we see Waverly to be right off the bat when she stands up to her and tells her how important it is. And everything. That's really, it means a lot, and it's nice to see it again going back to our foundations. And then another great scene, obviously, is near the end of the episode when Wynonna has to go to the homestead to try to save Waverly. I love their exchanges there. This is when, obviously, I was falling in love with the show, because the campy nature, the two of them kind of joking, even though they're in a dire situation, absolutely love and adore it. Right down to the time when Wynonna, shoots the bull at the crazy angle, the bounces to help save her, and the exchanges they have, and Wynonna talking about, why he came back, and I'm nuts, remember? It's also the first time she calls her baby girl. Okay, that's pretty emotional for me, gotta say, with where we go now. So that was tingly. Little hairs are standing up back on my neck there. And right down to the beautiful scene on the porch near the very end, when we see the beautiful vista of Calgary behind them, just setting everything up. So several great scenes naturally in this first episode. So that should wrap me up here. As I said, look forward to your thoughts. They don't need to be deep or long. Just hit reply on Twitter, share a thought, or if you want to send in a quick vid. We've got the whole series to go through. Just maybe some thoughts the first time you saw this, or some of your feelings there. I think we'll have a great time with this. And since I'm new to doing a lot of video stuff here, again, any thoughts, suggestions, ways to make it better? Love to hear from you folks. I love all the interactions, really. We're going to have such a blast doing this, and looking forward to Wynonna Earp Season 4 and Earp Con season. So hoping to see you folks at some of those cons if you can make it. All right, folks, thanks very much for checking in, and I hope you all take care.
Hey, Kevin, I love this project. The Earp sister relationship is absolutely what got me hooked on this show from the pilot. Of course, I love the sci-fi fantasy element, the demons, the badass female lead, the quips, the gorgeous people, but it was definitely the sister relationship that made me stay and say, oh, yeah, this show's going to get me. I really think sibling relationships, especially the ones where the parents aren't around and you sort of raise each other, they become very, very interesting, complex, and rich. And of course, I just kind of over-identify because I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. So from the beginning, when Waverly and Wynonna are talking, Wynonna has descended again, is talking about leaving, and Waverly, is trying to get her to see her as more than just a little sister, but as a grown-up, as someone who can handle it, and instead of trying to protect her from the world, to be with her in the world. And that's very real, and it's very complicated, but it also, really resonates. And of course, I love their dynamic, but the thing that really clinched it was when Wynonna went back for her to save her. And when she called her baby girl, I was like, yeah, I'm a goner. I'm donezo. Like, this is my new show. Because it really just touched me, and I think it provides such a heart and soul and a family element. And yeah. So I know this is going to be a short video, so I'll stop now. But I could say a lot more about the Earp sisters and how much I love them. So thanks again. Bye.
Thank you, Kevin, for putting this together. My name is Ashley. For anyone who doesn't know how important the Earp sisters are to me, I actually have an Earp sisters tattoo on my leg. So, very important. The first episode is so amazing. I think my favorite scene is definitely when Wynonna does discover Waverly's murder board in her room. And Wynonna just gets so angry, but all that anger is just coming from wanting to protect her little sister and make sure that she's safe. And she's holding on to like so much guilt and blaming herself for everything that happened at the homestead and with their father, and blames herself and thought that leaving was like the best thing to do for her sister especially. And all of that is so evident in just that short scene. And instead of Waverly never saw it that way. She always thought that it was an accident and that Wynonna did what she had to do. She never thought her sister was crazy. And even from the very beginning of the episode, you can tell just when Waverly's introduced, like how different they are of people and how different they view things or how they go about things. And you could see that very clear in this scene as well. But I just love it because it reminds me of my sister and I and how protective I am of her. And just that, like, no matter how different you are, that bond of sisters, like, never goes away. And no matter how long or how much time you've spent away from each other. I also like the, like, playful nature of it when, like, Wynonna hits her and Waverly says, ow. Because just, like, from having a sister, like, even if something doesn't hurt and you say ow, like, when you're fighting, like, it just makes total sense. So, like, it really drew me to the entire scene and to their relationship and made me want to continue watching the show. And then, just like Kevin said, getting emotional at the end of that video when you're rewatching and that's the first time that you hear her say baby girl, like, it's just so heartfelt. But yeah, love the Earp sisters.
Hey Kevin and everyone else watching in on this. I originally had a cap on because I'm sort of the opposite of Kevin in that I have uncontrollable hair. And I apologize, it's a little out of control right now. In any case, I'm super looking forward to this Earp Sister rewatch. Oh goodness, my hair really is out of control. Yeah, I think the thing that I was really taken by, particularly on rewatches, with the first episode was just how powerful both the Earp sisters are. Wynonna was so powerful in just, she didn't want this, but she got this. And then Waverly was so strong. Yeah, they showed how much she was loved by the community. That had nothing to do with her name, but on the other hand, she was doing all of this work because of her name, and I really found that very compelling. This dichotomy where Wynonna didn't want this, Waverly desperately did, and together they were this just really beautiful combination. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this rewatch. Have a good time.